Hey America, how are you doing? My name's Kara, and I'm honestly not doing so great. I'm not here to kiss donors' rings, and I'm not here to play political games while our democracy bleeds out. I'm here because I truly believe that enough is enough. Enough with rigged systems, enough with politicians, and definitely enough with watching billionaires take joyrides into space while the rest of us drown under debt and disaster. I also believe that there are things that are too important to abandon. Things like justice, freedom, and our dignity, all of which are on the line right now. And I know I'm not the only one that realizes time is of the essence. We do not have the luxury of waiting to act on this. We are in the middle of a dire existential crisis as a nation, as a democracy, as the United States as we know it. There are millions of us who feel this way. You are not alone. I am not alone. We may be exhausted. We are furious. And we are so done pretending that any of this is normal because it has never been normal. We are not the ones who are broken. The system is broken, and it was broken intentionally. But together, we are not powerless. That is what they want us to think. We are not okay with letting our democracy die behind closed doors and billion-dollar backroom deals. We're not okay with watching Trump and his administration gut civil rights while the media yawns or even cheers. And we're not here to let judges flown on private jets by billionaires laugh in the face of ethics while they tear apart our freedoms. And we are not okay with letting the president's stooge who bought the election for him, yes, I'm talking about Elon Musk, fire thousands of federal workers and replace experienced leaders with incompetent loyalists, only to then get fired himself. I guess karma's sometimes a bitch. And we're definitely not okay with watching public education be dismantled while they hand our future over to corporate greed. And we're not okay with negotiating with CEOs while climate disasters torch our homes and flood our cities. We're not here to let book banners, felons who want to dismantle our civil rights, and climate arsonists steal the future. And here's the cheesy part. We're here to Kara. We're here to crush authoritarianism and rebuild America. We are here to build the future and not just let them buy it. Because we are not just the passengers of history. We're the architects of tomorrow. So they can build their walls and we'll build movements. And if they burn books, we will flood the world with truth. And if they gerrymander districts and rig the courts, we will forge a solidarity that cannot be redistricted away. So while they stare into the rear-view mirror of history, we will race forward, carrying tomorrow on our backs. And so while they spew their hate, we will raise our voices so loud that we drown out their violence, because destruction is easy, corruption is easy, cowardice is easy. A toddler with a hand grenade can be as deadly as a soldier, but to create, that takes vision, that takes sacrifice, that takes effort, that takes courage, that takes cooperation. America hasn't just corroded because of our foreign adversaries. It has corroded from within, from leaders who have auctioned off our rights to the highest bidder, and from judges who have turned justice into a luxury item, and from politicians who have made it easier to obtain weapons that can kill entire classrooms of children than to vote. It's no mystery why young people are so disenfranchised when they see entire agencies gutted so that corporations can have free reign, when they see the Supreme Court strip away voting rights and bodily autonomy, when they see millions deported, profiled, silenced, disappeared without due process, when they see climate disasters met with prayers and not policies. This is not a glitch. This is the machine working as it was redesigned to work for them and not for us. My generation, like the few generations before it, was promised the American dream. Millennials were told if we worked hard, if we went to school, if we played by the rules, we would make it. And for many of us, that dream never came to fruition. Why? Was it lost or was it stolen from us? We are now predicted to be the first generation in American history that is going to be poorer, sicker, and more burdened by debt than our parents. And if we do nothing, Gen Z and future generations will not inherit prosperity either. Instead, they'll inherit a whole lot of debt. They'll inherit wildfire smoke and floodwaters and barren coastlines. They'll inherit an entire country that is run by oligarchs and tyrants. So we're not here to make America great again because we know exactly what that greatness was, who it served, and who it tried to erase. We're here to make America greater than it ever dared to be. A nation where greatness is not hoarded by the few, where greatness is not nostalgia for some, but opportunity for all. A country that doesn't fear its youth, but trusts them to lead. And a country that doesn't whitewash its sins, but writes new futures with honesty and justice. Where your identity doesn't make you a target. Where billionaires aren't untouchable god emperors, while kids go without lunch and die from preventable illnesses. Where every vote counts equally and voting isn't a privilege but a sacred right. And where our planet, our only home, is worth more than ExxonMobil's quarterly earnings report. Every policy we pass must be a love letter to the future and not a suicide note. We owe the future more than apologies. We owe it action. This is not a war between the old and the young. We honor our elders, and we will fight for a future where no senior citizen will fear losing their home, their health care, or their dignity. But we will not inherit the failures of the past without a fight. Leadership needs to change hands, and power must flow forwards. Systems need to adapt to the world as it is, not as it once was. America is the last remaining superpower. But that status is not a trophy to admire. It's a responsibility to fulfill. And if we don't lead with wisdom and compassion and courage, then we don't deserve to lead at all. We will show the world that democracy isn't dead. It is reborn every time a generation refuses to surrender. And yes, they will come for us. And if they burn our books, we'll write new ones. If they block the ballot, we'll flood the streets. If they silence one of us, 100 more will rise. This is going to sound so cheesy, but we are going to be the Hydra that they cannot kill. We're going to be the fire that they cannot contain. We are going to be the builders they cannot break. And back to my cheesy acronym, we are going to CARA. We are going to crush authoritarianism and rebuild America. And we're not going to ask, we're not going to whine, and we're not waiting. We're building the future, and we're building it now. Because hope isn't bought, it isn't begged for. It's built, and we are the builders.